Hi everyone, this is Terry, and you're listening to Insights with Terry Coots. Thank you for joining me to explore together the week of September the 1st through the 8th, 2024. Hi, are you ready? Well, let's see what they've got in store for us for this week. Now, we are still in a sun sign Virgo, and that will give us the opportunity to just feel like we want to get things done. It's so much easier if we do it when we feel like it, as opposed to forcing ourselves to do it when we don't want to. So this is an energy field that lends itself to helping us want to straighten up, not want to mess, maybe facilitate throwing things out that we're not really going to use, that maybe somebody else could use, that we're keeping just in case. So it's a good opportunity for organizing as well. Maybe getting in there and getting those Tupperware containers in line and ready to work and not have the lids everywhere. And Mercury, the planet of the mind, how we think, how we communicate, that is in Leo. So that will give us the energy to do it. Now it's going to give us some lazy energy as well. So get ready for still the same thing, feast or famine. You'll have one day where you just get it all done, or you might even have an energy burst before you go to bed, or just as you get up in the morning, and then the crash, and then the energy burst. Go with it. If you get an energy burst, look at some little project that you could do and get it behind you and give you the impetus to continue a little bit later. Then if you feel the need, sit down. Sit down and watch a movie or read a book or go back to work or whatever you want to do, just to gather the energy. And if you can do that consciously, saying, I'm just sitting here and I'm just recharging my batteries and I'm going to get going again in a few minutes. So it's a feast or famine, natural kind of energy. The cat, go 90 miles an hour with its hair on fire and then come to a crashing halt and then just lay there flicking its tail, says the cat woman. And then Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and awareness and attraction, is in Libra. And that Libra energy, we've got to be careful because the ruling planet of Libra is Venus, and Venus is the planet of attraction, which means you're going to want everything. So just be careful. Everything will look attractive. And not the cheap stuff. No, not the cheap stuff. You'll want the expensive stuff. So keep your wallet out of sight. Keep it hidden in the drawer. I really do try not to go in stores if I can help it during this time. It's a long haul, but I do try. I send my sister. She comes out with exactly what I've asked for, 1 bag of milk and a bag of carrots, whereas if I went in, I'd come out with maybe $100 bill. So Venus will help you in Libra to find things that you really want, think you can't live without it, and go the extra mile and maybe get the one that's more expensive. Maybe you need it, but just be careful. Just be on top of that. And Mars, the planet of attraction, in that attracting passion. What do I love? What would I die for? What is my need? That is in Cancer. And it's actually in Gemini right now as I'm doing this podcast, but it will change on the 5th. So I'm already feeling the energy, so it feels to me like it's already changed. I love Cancer in any kind of energy. It's so nurturing, so kind, so sweet, so compassionate. So this is the time that you could watch romantic movies. You could watch movies where people are really nice to each other and it just makes you cry and tears come and the Kleenex box comes out, even the men. So it is a time where I do spend some time just wanting to feel good about humanity. I want to feel good about what other people do good for each other. So I try to spend time searching out subjects, titles, documentaries that just go deep in humanity, that helps me again see the beauty of all humans to other humans. So just go for it. And the beginning of the week, just kind of be careful with your little tummy. If you have anything to do with a sensitive tummy, or your pancreas are a little iffy, or you can't tolerate fat, the beginning of the week could give you a little bit of a stress. So just be careful of your food choices in that arena. fatty foods, anything of that nature. Just the beginning of the week up until the middle of the week. Then it moves down to the kidneys. So if you do tend to have kidney infection or bladder infections, just keep an eye on it. Drink lots of water. You know, it might not hurt you to take 1 or 2 drops of oil of oregano just to flush out any bacteria that's laying around, hanging around with friends. It wouldn't hurt you to do that for a couple of days just to make sure there's nothing low level in there. Then towards the end of the week, it moves into a more sensitive energy, but a little bit dark. So if you tend towards maybe feeling a little depressed or a little heavy, the end of this week could put you there a little bit more firmly. So if that's the case, just lighten up. Whatever it is that you do that keeps you out of that darker kind of energy, just do it. Read a good book that makes you feel good. Hang around with people that are light and optimistic. Just try to counterbalance the heaviness of that energy field. The number that was given to us is the number 9. And that's a very idealistic number, especially when you put it with where the planets are right now. So we could have an idealistic approach towards our surroundings, towards other people, towards ourselves. It allows for a journey that will help us gain experience in whatever arena we need. So the universe is helping us meet those needs and maybe meet the people that are going to get us to where we do accomplish our mission. It's a very high level of mental energy, so your mind, just be prepared for your mind to go, spinning its wheels. It's great for handling challenges and difficulties because you can sit there and think about it and usually come up with an answer, actually credible answer. It allows us to be much more devoted to our goals when you put number 9 with the planets the way they are right now. And as I said, a little bit more sensitive, but the courage is there too, and the ability to take on the responsibility that we need. We may not realize the depth of our wisdom or the depth of the wisdom of people around us, but this is an eye-opener. So it's an energy field that allows us to maybe see ourselves in a different way, to see other people in a different way, and maybe see some of the wisdom, some of the spirituality. It's a lovely energy to just think high thoughts, to look at the best of human nature, to love, to see and want the truth in friendships, in ourselves. All of that is going to be very, very important. And there's going to be a very strong need to give much of ourselves to other people. So I just love this kind of an energy. When Cancer does this, I just love it. It can be very fulfilling, and it can also offer an opportunity to close a cycle and get us ready to advance to the next cycle. Now, always, there's a weakness, right? The weakness of this energy, if we go in the other way, is delusional. I can think of some names of people that are delusional right now. And maybe too emotional, extremely emotional, where it's not in anybody's best interest. And moody, and maybe reactions that are more exaggerated than are necessary to a situation. So this is where I try to really be conscious and awake in how I deal with situations that come up that may be a little challenging to deal with, so I'm not overreacting. And it's going to take a little bit of that for us to look at. Now, the cards that came up this week will challenge us to keep our home life stable. So there will be some pressures on the home life, our domestic situation, and it'll be kind of a balancing act. Well, you know, that kind of makes sense with kids going back to school and a brand new schedule and trying to get in the groove. So that does make sense, but it's a little bit of a warning from the universe. Just, you know, a little bit of instability in the domestic situation. Do what you can to not rock the boat if it's not necessary. They are also offering an energy field where they're asking us to put a lot of effort in being optimistic, to really look hard at the positive side of everything. How could this have gone wrong had it been in a different way, and how lucky am I that it didn't? So they're asking you to look at situations that could get really bad but didn't, and so asking you to look at them as a blessing as opposed to a a difficulty. Really, really, really watch your health. There's going to be some pressure put on, maybe because of stress, maybe because of the change of weather, maybe because of change of circumstances, maybe all of the above. But they're asking us to really pay attention to our health. Now that makes sense to me right now, because when we have Virgo in the sun sign like that, it is a natural tendency to want to eat the right foods, to understand what our body's asking for, to be more on top of health issues, or to not want health issues, so we're on top of it, not having to deal with health issues. So it's perfectly aligned. Isn't that just beautiful? Don't you just love it? So look after your health, work hard on being optimistic so you can share that optimism with your friends, your family, and people, so people want to be around you. That's what the birds teach me. You can be miserable around a dog, and a dog will just try to make you feel happy. You can be miserable around a cat, and the cat will say, I don't really care. Get on with your life. If you're miserable around the birds, the parrots, they just don't want you. They really don't want you. So you have to be very cognizant of the energy vibes that you're giving off when you approach your parrot or your budgie or your conure or whatever type of bird, if you happen to be a bird owner. So it makes you more aware of what you're giving off, which then translates to, what am I giving off to my friends, my family? How am I affecting them by being around them? So that's our lesson. That's our challenge for this week. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Charlie O'Brien for, again, the weeks go by so fast, for putting this podcast up on Spotify, on Apple, on Amazon, on SoundCloud, and YouTube. And then he gives me the link, and I put that on Facebook. And he's also created the website, www.terriworld.com. So if you've missed a couple of the podcasts, or you would like to revisit them, you can go to terriworld.com and take a look at them. Or if you need a reading for yourself, a private reading, or you need help with any of your animals, feel free to text or call 519-726-6699, or you can email me at terri.coutts@gmail.com. And again, I want to thank you for your time, and Charlie O'Brien for taking his time and putting this up for all of us. Thank you, Charlie, and thanks all of you. Have a great week. Embrace those opportunities to learn, and you know what, I wouldn't mind some feedback on Kathleen is one of the people who gives me feedback on how some of the podcasts have affected her, or how some of the energy is affecting her, and I find it fascinating. So if any of you want to share your experiences, it would be an interesting thing to do, and maybe if you don't mind, I'll share those experiences with other people and we can learn from each other. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks again.